Welcome to the footy wrap for round 5. We've come down to Tigerland, Paul, because it's a bit of a flat feeling down here, though, because they played out a draw with the Western Bulldogs, 130 points apiece. Good result for the Tigers. Agree, disagree in 5 seconds.
I agree. Great result for Nathan Brown because he got to feel more than one emotion on the day.
Yeah.
I was convinced.
Yeah, when the siren rang.
Yeah.
And then he
I already had made a phone call to the MCG to get them to amend the scores because clearly Nathan Brown, he was correct.
That should have been Richo, shouldn't it, usually?
It really should have. And it should have been a big zoom in on Richo as well.
We just heard Nathan Brown talking to the media a few moments ago, and let's just have a listen to what he said about the Bulldogs' final goal, where Brian Lake took the mark and then was injured and had to hand the ball over to somebody else.
I don't think Brian was injured. I think just Brian was very clever. He got the kick to someone else. They got the 2 points, which was what he wanted. So I think it was very, very clever from Brian.
That's quite incredible that Nathan Brown's accusing Brian Lake of feigning that ankle injury.
And he named names as well, because you're not supposed to do that in AFL. You don't name names.
Yeah, that's right.
This actually brings to mind a new segment I want to introduce to the show. Maybe you'll put a sting on this, if that's
usually
all right.
discuss this before.
No. It's called Ripped Off. I'm hoping you put a sting there, because if not, I'd just look like a dickhead. But I think there were 2 incidents this weekend of sting again, ripped off. The first one was, of course, Saturday night. Ripped off the Collingwood Magpies. The ball was bounced with minutes left on the clock, and it went straight to Adam Simpson.
We've got the bounce here. Have a look at it.
Okay, look.
That's
Adam
not real
Simpson,
good.
he's hit pot luck there.
It landed in his hands and he thought, oh my God, and then he ran forward. But I've got an issue with this because I don't think they really were ripped off, because the goal came from a contested possession in the forward line.
That doesn't matter.
I mean, they still had to win.
Can you not destroy my new segment, please?
All right.
And the second ripped off segment was the ball falling in the hands of Will Minson after an injury was faked by Brian Lake.
What's ripped off? Who's ripped off?
I think that the Tigers are ripped off.
Well, I thought the Bulldogs were ripped off because I didn't think Will Minson was a very good kick.
I'm sorry, but I'm willing to say it. Brian Lake is a cheat. This is not the first time there has been a cheating incident by Brian Lake. He cheated on the weekend, and he also, changed his name.
I read an article in The Age by Martin Flanagan that said the Blues have got their swagger back. Do you think the Blue Bags...
Whoa. The Blues have got their swagger back.
Yeah.
I don't think... That's not the right terminology. Like, swagger back.
They've got their spunk back.
How Stella got her groove back. But a swagger, I think that's something you don't want to have, is a swagger.
That's not what you do when you're winning?
I don't think so.
Well,
there's spice.
Do you think the Blue Bags are back in business?
Oh, look, I stand corrected on Cruiser. I thought Cruiser was a loser. I thought that the guy would not be able to, ruck for at least 2 years. I thought, a ruckman can't be that good.
Takes a while to develop, usually.
No way. Like, Cox came out of nowhere because he'd been on West Coast's list forever, and they managed to develop him in the waffle, and then all of a sudden, it's not fair. It should not be allowed. It really should not. I think ruckman should be capped for the first 3 years.
Things have gone from bad to worse for Melbourne, though, and Neitz has strained his neck now. He might be in a bit of trouble for next week. And
yep. Do you think that perhaps that's just his way of saying that Russell Robertson is a pain in the neck? Russell,
a bit more pain
put the microphone down, stop singing, and kick some goals.
But people are asking big questions of Melbourne, and do you point the finger at Dean Bailey, or do you think... I mean, what does that club stand for now? I mean,
well, that's exactly what the AFL questioned last week. They actually came out and they wanted to know what was Melbourne's brand, what do they stand for, and I think that's very unfair. I mean, what is any club's brand? What does any club in particular stand for?
What about the Tigers? We're down here at Tigerland. The Tigers are about raw passion and sort of, the underdog fighting hard.
You think so?
I think so, traditionally.
See, when I think Tigers in the last 10 years, you know what I think?
Turd?
No, I think this. I'm Richo!